Hey guys, it's me, Emojing, and welcome back to the channel. I'm a bit blue, yes, and my setup's changed a bit. I've changed my room around, so that's why it's a bit different. Also, subscribe. Today we're going to be reacting to some true animated stories. It's going to get weird. Yes, it's going to get very fucking weird. But I will. Let's have fun. Let's do this. So the first one we're watching is my parents do weird things with neighbours. So I assume that her parents are gonna do weird things with the neighbours. Great.
You might be thinking, so what? Almost everyone accidentally walks in on their parents doing it at some point. But unfortunately for me,
I mean, I've never walked in on my parents doing it. At least don't think I have. I actually can't remember it. If I have or not. But no. It's not typically the things I'd say that are average. But oh well, let's just carry on watching.
my story is way more hardcore and way more embarrassing. It's only
Hardcore.
now that I look back and realize I didn't have a normal childhood. We lived in this small, eccentric, gated community where everyone knew everything about everyone.
Right.
There was the uber patriotic lawn enthusiast that was out every morning polishing his flagpole, no pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended at all. He wasn't just polishing his flagpole, you know. He was just out on his lawn. Look at that face. That is definitely a face that would polish his flagpole out on the lawn. Look at him. Shut up.
Then there was this paranoid single cat lady on the corner that acted as the estate's neighborhood watch, peering through the chinks in her blinds and writing down the registration plates of any suspicious cars. Oh, and finally, there was Big Kev. Big Kev.
Nah, isn't Big Kev. That's Big Chad. That's one big chungus of a lad. I'm a poet and I didn't know it yet. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Looked like what happens when a bodybuilder decides to let himself go. A giant gut sat over the remnants of a Mr. Olympia body with a Trump-level tan that would make an Oompa Loompa orange with envy. Big Kev, who I'm convinced came up with his own nickname, was obnoxiously loud, flamboyant, and the only thing thicker than his southern accent was the collection of gold chains that hung from his neck.
If that amount of gold is around your neck, I'm surprised he isn't on the floor. Because he let himself go and he's a bodyweight, yeah.
And his wife was just as strange.
Mm-hmm.
Huge Karen hair and cleavage for days.
Wait a minute. Tell me they're not the same person. Carry on.
Almost like an adult child pageant entrant without the dance moves. Mom and Dad were hesitantly friendly with them, always complaining that they were too touchy-feely and taking every opportunity to preach their wildly modern take on Christianity. They'd invite themselves over for dinner, hijacking our meals with long prayers and sermons about progressive God. I'll admit,
Leave him alone. He is allowed to have it. Why are you bringing religion into this? I don't want. Just carry on. I don't want to talk about a religion. Fuck that.
I was more than a little excited to escape the asylum that we called home. It was during one of my spring break visits home that my precious, innocent mind was scarred for life. I'd actually forgotten all about the weird collection of personalities that lived in my home estate. That is, until I pulled up outside the house and saw Miss Forever Alone cat lady taking photos of my car.
That's not very nice. Leave her alone. Just because she's peering through the window constantly does not mean she's forever alone. She has her cats. You horrible look-alike Harry Potter. Shut up.
I chuckled, waved sarcastically, and made my way up the driveway to my house. I have this weird nightmare of mom and dad changing the locks while I'm away at college, so I was pleasantly surprised when the unlocked door swung open without me having to fish around in my bag for my
Oh
keys.
no, what's gonna happen?
I called out, but there was no answer. Maybe
What's
they'll
gonna
nap
happen?
it, I thought to myself. They're old after all. I laughed lazily.
Oh, you're just being ageist. This is such an opinionated person. You're horrible.
Entertained by my own hilarity, I made my way to the back of the house where my parents' bedroom was. I heard some banging and muffled sounds that sounded
They're
like
just
furniture was
just
being
doing
rearranged.
DIY.
When I pushed the bedroom door open, I froze in sheer disgust, shock, and horror.
What?
Mom? I said. Suddenly, I heard a cough from the other side of the room. Dad? I
What
stammered,
is
even more
happening?
confused. The panic and attempts to get dressed set in immediately. We can explain. Dad
They're just wrestling. No, dude, naked wrestling.
tried to say, but I was gone before Kev could put on his smiley face boxer shorts. I jumped
Oh,
back in
God.
my car and sped off.
Just go
not
back to
knowing
college.
whether
Just
cry
go back
or
to
laugh
college.
hysterically.
Just go back to
My
college.
phone rang nonstop all evening, but I was not.
Just
ready
go
for
back
the
to college.
conversation.
Don't go back.
Not just yet.
Just
Eventually,
leave.
Dad wrote me a wall
Disown
of
them.
text that explained how
Disown
he and
them.
Mom were now Christian swingers, brought into the
Disown them.
lifestyle by Kev and his wife. Ugh.
Stop.
I just
Disown
replied
them.
saying that I wasn't coming home
Christianity
until
has
they
got
covered all the
nothing to
furniture
do
and
with what
plastic.
you saw.
Thankfully, that was enough to break open the awkwardness, and I returned home soon after, where we all just acted like nothing happened. I still feel pretty weird every time I see the neighbors, though.
Next one is I'm an adult bet wetter.
Got him!
We have Memulus here for some reason. So, okay. So, cool, I guess.
Okay, so I'm not gonna tell you my name.
I mean, before I even start, Memulus. No, that was Alex. I'm Alex. So why they've done this? Why don't you do I'm Alex or something? Leave Memulus alone.
But if you're wondering why I'm hiding my face, it's because I'm embarrassed.
It's because you're trying
See,
to be
I'm a big
Memulus.
boy now, but I still have a wee problem.
Yeah,
It
but
started when I was
a wee
12,
problem.
on my very
Yeah, you
first
pissed the
sleepover.
bed, mate.
I was at my friend Will's place, and we were camping out on his living room floor. When I dreamt that I was going to the toilet, and
That's where you went wrong. If you dream that you're going to the toilet and you see a toilet, don't fucking use that toilet. Otherwise, you're going to piss or shit yourself. Or you're going to do both. Just don't do it.
woke up in the middle of the night to find that I'd peed myself and made a
Idiots.
huge mess all over the carpet.
You didn't listen to me.
Thinking I could just blame it on his dog, I snuck out to the kitchen where Rover was sleeping. I picked him up, carried him back, and carefully positioned him in the middle of the giant wet puddle. But here's the thing. As soon as I put Rover down, he started yelping and
What the dog doing?
woke my friend up. Will turned on the lights, took one look at my pants and asked, "Is that what I think it is?"
Yes, it is. Now get the fuck out my house.
Bloody hell, you pissed on the floor.
Yeah, just take the piss out of him, why don't you? He's probably not embarrassed enough. You pissed on the floor, you fucking idiot. Oh, what are you doing? I'm gonna treat you like a dog and wipe your fucking face in it, you fucking dickhead. Horrible person.
Will's parents must have overheard, because suddenly Will's dad yelled out, "That little shit, rub his nose in it," and came running with a rolled up newspaper. I tried to apologize, but I was made to stand in the corner and face the wall as Will's mum cleaned up the mess. Afterwards, I begged Will to keep it a secret, but he thought it was hilarious and took photos of me crying.
I mean, you did piss on his living room floor, so that's why you don't use a toilet in any dream you have, because you'll piss or shit yourself.
And then sent them to some of his friends.
Good.
When I got to school on Monday, someone had printed out the photos and stuck them up everywhere. All day, kids were pointing and laughing, calling me little piss boy. When I got
Little piss boy. You fucking little piss boy. What the fuck?
Got home, I told Mum what had happened and that I wanted
I heard you went, you're a little fucking piss boy. Get out my house. Disowns him. I'm disowning everyone in these fucking
to
stories.
change schools. But Dad wouldn't let me.
Good.
He said it was bollocks, that I was only pissing the bed because I was too freaking lazy to get up and go to the toilet. Except I couldn't help it. And the next morning, I
He
woke
pissed
up
the bed.
soaked again
Yeah.
for the second time in my life. I knew there was no way I could show my face at school, but Mum wouldn't let me stay at home. Instead, she
Run
got
away.
one of her tablecloths, folded it in half, and tied it around my head to cover my face. That was the first day I wore a mask to school. My teacher demanded
The origin story of Memulus.
that I take it off, but I told her my family had just converted to a new religion, so I had to keep it on.
Of course.
She didn't question it after that. Unfortunately, my other problem wasn't solved too easily, and it began to affect my adult relationships. When my boyfriend Alex and I got together, I tried to hide it for as long as possible, and even managed to stay dry on our first couple of sleepovers.
Wait,
But
what?
then it had to stay dry and I got together. I tried to hide it for as long as the problem wasn't solved too easily.
Was that
It began
Alex?
to affect
This
my
is
adult
Memulus and I'm
relationships.
Alex, isn't it?
When my boyfriend Alex and I got together,
Memulus's boyfriend is Alex.
I tried to hide it for as long as possible, and even managed to stay dry on our first couple of sleepovers. But then it happened. We woke up one morning to find the bed soaked. He looked at me in confusion and asked, "Was that you or me?" I made out like I didn't know, but I couldn't hide it forever. After it happened for the third time, Alex bought some special pants to wear in bed. They've made sleepovers a lot more comfortable for both of us. Anyway, I'm 22 now, and to this day, I still wet the bed.
So they made Memulus, date I'm Alex, and piss the bed. Great.
But don't worry, I'm working on it. I've even promised Alex that if I ever manage to stay dry for a whole month, I'll do a public face reveal. So, wish me luck in the comments below.
Memulus, we heard it here. You keep the bed dry, you have to fucking do a face reveal. Fucking hell, that was amazing. Okay, so the next one is if I don't know if he'll bugger it up. Can you see that? I'm breastfed adult.
What?
So yeah, this is happening.
Hey, I'm Jarvis.
Hi Jarvis.
I can't live without breast milk. It's the best thing in the world. If
Okay.
you haven't guessed, I was breastfed as a child. I
Right.
still remember waking up in the mornings and excitedly
Why are you still breastfed though?
running into Mom's room. I'd climb up onto her bed saying, "Booby, Mommy, booby."
Booby! Booby, mommy! Booby!
He's obviously autistic or something.
First to find the treat I knew was waiting for me. Every morning felt like Christmas morning. I loved my mommy's milk, but after my younger brother was born, it changed slightly, and I drink primarily from the left side. Every so often, I'd try the other side and tell Mom it tasted different. It was like one side was banana flavor, and the other side was chocolate or something.
Does your mum fucking... What the fuck? She's got flavoured breast milk? What's...
I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here.
Okay.
I actually got into a fight with my brother over that. He said his side tasted better, but I knew mine did. Mom had to settle it by drawing a line down the middle of her chest and making each of us stay on our own side. One night, we were
Yeah, because that's normal, isn't it? Drawing a line down your chest and saying, this titty's yours, this titty's yours. Don't fight. Because that fucking works, doesn't it?
tandem nursing while Mom was reading us a bedtime story. When I pointed out to one of the
Tandem
pictures, I went
nursing?
to say something, only I forgot I was still drinking and accidentally bit her. Ouch! She cried, poking her little finger in my mouth.
Yeah. Stop. You're like 5 years old. Stop. You shouldn't be drinking breast milk. Your mum is in the wrong. And you are.
Unlatched me. She patted my head and said, "You're a big boy now, Jarvis. You don't really need mommy's milk anymore."
Yeah, exactly.
She
No
reminded
more.
me that I was going to be starting school soon and asked if I was ready to stop breastfeeding. I shook my head with tears forming and cried, "No, Mommy, I love Booby."
I'm in physical pain. Like, this is causing me pain.
Please, no. Thankfully, she didn't force me to stop. But after that,
She should
I
have.
was always careful not to talk with my mouth full. Honestly, though,
Yeah, because that's the lesson you should have taken from that. No, the lesson is, you're too fucking old for mummy's titty milk. Stop.
I remember getting really worried in the lead up to starting school. I kept thinking that my brother would drink all mommy's milk while I was gone during the day, and there'd be no
No,
Booby
it
left for me
replenishes.
when I got home. But my first day, just before lunch, Mom turned up at the classroom with my brother in a stroller. She pointed to me and said, "I'm his mom. I'm here for lunch." The teacher nodded.
What was that Grinch ass fucking smile?
She pointed to me and said, "I'm his mom. I'm here for lunch."
You know who that is? That's the Grinch. And I go,
The teacher nodded as Mom walked in, sat down, and untucked her shirt. I ran over, jumped up on her lap.
She did this in the middle of a class? Okay.
And started drinking. I was so happy. I'll never forget that day.
She shouldn't be
As I
there.
got older, Mom kept offering me cow's milk in a cup, but I refused to drink it. It tasted like poison to me. The only milk I drink was hers.
Fuck.
So she continued to nurse me all through middle school. The staff were pretty supportive and even gave us a private room to use.
What's happening?
By the time I got to high school, Mom was pumping milk for me. Of course, I had drinking from a glass by then, but I wasn't sure what I'd do when I went to college. Thankfully, my older
I can't believe that this is happening.
sister Amanda came to the rescue.
You better
Just
not.
Before I finished school, she had a baby with her husband. and
You
offered to
better
pump
not.
milk for me. Amanda was the best. So I switched from my mother's to my sister's milk. It was a bit different at first. My sister's milk was a little thicker and tasted a bit sweeter than mom.
Ugh. You make me want to vomit. You like thicker, sweeter. It's breast milk. And it's just... Stop!
It was so good. Once a week, I'd stop by Amanda's place and pick up the bags of milk she pumped and kept in the freezer for me. I was in my final year of college when I decided to tell my long-term girlfriend, Janelle. We'd planned to...
He has a girlfriend. Imagine having a girlfriend and drinking your sister's breast milk. What the fuck? Is it... I can't.
get married after graduation and had already discussed having kids, so I knew she was keen on breastfeeding and aware of the benefits. She was making coffee one afternoon.
You're gonna drink your own
She poured
girlfriend's
milk
titty
into a
milk.
cup. I casually said, I don't understand how people can drink milk from another species, especially cows that stand in their own poo or covered in flies and pumped full of steroids.
Well, at least you're not drinking your mother's titty milk. If you're drinking cow's milk. And it doesn't seem weird. Because drinking other species' milk is not frowned upon. So don't give me that shit. That is disgusting. Go vegan if you're so against it, but don't drink your fucking mum's or your sister's breast milk. Just stop.
No other animal does that. It's disgusting. Janelle slowly put the milk bottle down on the countertop.
Have you watched 101 Dalmatians? Because the Dalmatians drink the cow's milk. Cats can drink cow's milk. Other species do it. So,
And asked, "So, you don't want milk in yours?" I'm not a calf. I'm a human. I only drink human milk.
What the fuck?
I said. I then went on to tell her how I actually hadn't ever stopped drinking breast milk. Isn't that a bit weird?
Yes.
asked.
Yes.
No, it's biologically normal. I
No, it's
said,
not.
and explained how it only seems weird to some people because they've grown up in a culture where marketing has sexualized breasts by using them to sell cars and clothes. People forget that breasts are there to provide food. I asked,
To babies. It provides the nutrients and the proteins for babies, not adults. So, stop.
if she'd let me drink her milk after we had a baby.
No.
She didn't have any objections, so the following year, when little Tyson was born, Janelle took over from my sister and started breastfeeding me too. Now, Janelle pumps and freezes milk for me to take to work. Some evenings I drink straight from the source, while she feeds Tyson on the other side. The three of us are so close, and Tyson is growing strong and healthy, just like me. After all, breast milk is the perfect food for growing humans, nutritionally, immunologically, and psychologically.
No, shut the fuck up. Not psychologically. Psychologically, it's fucked. So, that was something else. Most of it was fucked up. But it was funny as well. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed recording this. It was... Hopefully the editing's good on it, because I've put a lot of effort into this video, and I hope it does well. Fingers crossed. But I really enjoyed recording this episode. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, leave a like. Comment down below if you want to see any content like this, any other content like this on my channel, or any other videos you want me to react to. Also, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.